coffee, water.
Gum?
Gum? I had, yep.
Wow, you've got the gum. This is turning over a new leaf right here.
Well, I've got to attempt to be prepared. 1, 2, 3, 4. On this episode of Punks Talk Wrestling, we have 2 exceptional Iron Survivor matches, brilliant storytelling both in-ring and on commentary, and fuck Peacock once again as we review NXT Deadline 2023. I am RW Hellborn, one half of your Punks Talk Wrestling tag team hosts, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And always by my virtual side, 3,500 miles away in London, England, he is my tag team podcast partner, the proper prick, CJ Newman!
Adrian. What's that guy's name? Aiden English. Anyway, that's not my fact. Did you know that there have only ever been 6 former NXT world champions, male world champions, that have gone on to win WWE World Heavyweight or Universal Champion on the main roster? Championship.
6 of them, you say?
6. You have 1 minute to name all 6. Go!
Oh, shit. All right. Seth Rollins.
Perfect.
Finn Balor.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Did Roman Reigns?
No.
No, Biggie Langston.
That's right. You got
3. AJ Styles?
No.
No, AJ didn't win. Baron Corbin didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I do. No, fuck. I'm really drawing a blank there.
15 seconds.
Wait, Oscar, are you talking men and women?
Just men.
Oh, just men. Because Oscar. Oh, because everybody in the women's. Shit, I don't know. I've lost it.
2, 1. That's it. Damn.
Bad.
I was pulling for you then. I thought, oh shit, he's ringing them off quite quick, and then it all fell apart.
Yeah, I got the first couple.
We have Seth Rollins, as you said. He's obviously gone on to win WWE Universal and now the World Heavyweight Champion currently. Mm-hmm. Got Kevin Owens, who won the Universal Championship.
Owens.
We got Drew McIntyre.
And Drew McIntyre. That's who I was thinking of recently. Drew McIntyre. I was like, there was somebody just recently.
You said Finn Balor, obviously.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
Big E.
Big E. And the last one, Dolph Ziggler. Bit of a dark horse one there, but he did recently win the NXT Championship.
Oh, but he didn't go.
He went back down to NXT. He went to
back
NXT because he never was there in the first place.
Oh, see, I misunderstood. I misunderstood the assignment. I thought it was. I thought it was purely.
You still wouldn't have passed it anyway.
Well, no, but I might have gotten the Dolph Ziggler because Dolph and Drew both won their NXT titles after being world champion, right?
No way. Drew was in the
Dolph has not been the world champion after he won the NXT championship.
Okay, maybe I didn't word that one properly, but still, you get my point. Anyway,
I get your point.
Let's just speaking about. Shit, that wasn't a good transition. Let's just get into it, okay? Where the fuck are we? What are we doing? What day is it?
We are doing NXT Deadline.
We have no attendance for this, but it was from the Bridgeport, Connecticut, the Total Mortgage Arena, which, I mean, let's see what the capacity normally is.
There were people in attendance. There were many people.
It's about 10,000 people, but I reckon it was. I know for a fact that the camera side was quite a lot taped off, which it normally is for NXT PLEs.
Yeah,
because they obviously tend to draw less of a crowd, which is fine.
Well, yeah, they are small. Yeah, they're usually a smaller. This is a smaller, but it's one of their few PLEs that are NXT that aren't at the Performance Center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they probably
so
do
it's
like
still a big
4 a
deal.
year, but yeah. So it was probably around. I'm going to say 7,000. Just throw a number out. It looked like that to me. It was stacked from where we could see.
Yeah.
So the last NXT event to be held in the Webster. Oh wait, used to be called the Webster Bank Arena. Now it's called the Total Mortgage Arena. But the last time that the wrestling was held in this arena was NXT Takeover 25, which was headlined by Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. Really good match, actually. I remember that match.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the last time they were there in that arena. I'm really glad, actually, on a kind of a side note, that NXT is getting back in front of larger crowds. Like, there was this period there after the black and gold era kind of like got phased away I feel like it's weird. We had the NXT 2.0 era, which was like this weird transitional period, and I don't think people didn't settle well with that.
There was certainly a vocal
there was a
vocal grouping of fans who were not pleased with the bright color, the change of logo, the change of color, the change of tone.
It was too much of a shift, and they obviously one thing they still do actually to this day is focus more. NXT used to be very wrestling based. Now it feels like a lighter, like a short version of a Raw or SmackDown. There's more story. It, which I love. Absolutely. And I think when it was NXT 2.0, they focused too much on story and not enough on the wrestling. Now it's a good mix of 2.0 and black and gold, I think.
I think.
All right. Anyway. We deviated well off the path. We were on a completely different one. Let's come back to this deadline path.
The actual topic of this podcast.
Yeah. This week. First match of the night. Actually, screw the first match. We had a really weird little in-ring segment at the start of the night with Shawn Michaels coming out, not saying too much, and then CM Punk coming out and not saying too much either, but I think it was
I didn't see that.
Hey? You didn't see that?
I didn't see that at all.
Oh, well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so Shawn Michaels...
Wait, when did... Right, was that part of the pre... Was it part of the pre-show?
Nah, part of the show. It played...
Oh, no. I must have fast-forwarded too far.
Because it was before the intro video.
It's a fuck Peacock problem. That they had the entire pre-show as part of the program.
What?
So I had to fast forward, and I fast forwarded it to after the commercial, where they block up. Like they'll tell you where they're going to put a commercial.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have there's a little orange dot in the middle of the timeline.
So they basically put the ad right before the intro, after the CM Punk Shawn Michaels. Right
after the CM Punk thing. So I skipped over it because I was just going, okay, I'm like, that's got to be the end of the pre-show. And when I skipped to it was it was the intro. I missed that entire thing, dude. What the fuck happened?
There's probably so many people that missed. All right, so here's what happened. Shawn Michaels comes out. He just welcomed the deadline and like, are you ready? The whole DX shtick. And then CM Punk just comes out randomly. It's just like super quickly. And then says, they do a little, quite funny. He's wearing a Bret Hart hoodie, which I thought was quite funny. Because Shawn Michaels goes, oh, nice hoodie.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, I wasn't getting the connection there for a second.
And then CM Punk's like, I've been here all day, and these guys are coming up to me saying, I grew up watching you, and can I take a picture with you? And then CM Punk's like, now I can do that to you because I grew up watching you. And they take a selfie in the ring, and then CM Punk basically he was there to, obviously the big debate going on is like if he's going to sign with Raw, SmackDown, or whoever, but he dropped his name as whether he would sign for NXT to come and like help the next generation of wrestlers, so he dropped his name into that hat as well. So, and that was that, and then they just started the show basically.
Okay, so
I think it was just to kind of like broaden CM Punk's like options rather than just
parade him. Well, also just parade him on every show.
And parade him on every show, because why wouldn't you at this point right now?
Right,
being him like the most white hot. But I looked actually. Side note, but I looked at the top 5 T-shirt sales in the company as of last week, and CM Punk's number 1 and number 5. For two different T-shirts.
For cert, I mean that's.
But LA Knight's still number 2, even though even though he's not been so in the thick of it lately, as you would say, he's still number 2. So
yeah. What did he do last week? He was just in a tag match.
But he was tagging with Randy Orton, I guess, which is a pretty big.
Oh, it was him and Randy Orton. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that, and then we had our intro, and then straight into Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dom with Rey Mysterio on commentary as well.
Yeah. Now I think we both might have mentioned it to each other, or maybe not. Maybe I was talking to somebody else about this. It certainly feels like they shoved Dragon Lee into this match.
Yeah,
because of Wesley's injury.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. That was what happened, and I think that to me kind of made it. Honestly, I wasn't as big of a fan of this match.
Wasn't as invested. It's kind of like how they took Carlito out of the match with Santos Escobar and put in Dragon Lee.
And put in Dragon Lee. And I'm like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying the Dragon Lee future of Lucha Libre thing that seems like they're forcing a weird push about this. I don't know. It for whatever reason, it's not working for me.
Honestly, I would have kept Dragon Lee on NXT for a little longer than he's kind of been pulled up to the main. It's kind of weird, actually. I don't know what they're doing with Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee seems to be like the only guy that's like kind of been brought up to the main roster, but kind of hasn't in a weird way. Because like I know Dominic has been on both NXT and the main roster, but
they just go everywhere.
At least he was on the main roster before, and he just won the North American Championship, so it made sense. Dragon Lee's kind of come up to the main roster, but not really. The way I would have done it with Dragon Lee is honestly the old fashioned Vince McMahon way is just keep him in NXT for a while, get him over, and then do a bunch of vignette videos for a few weeks, and then bring him in, and then build him from there, slowly upwards, instead of injecting him randomly into the LWO storyline. I don't know if it's worked how they thought it would.
I mean, and I don't know if him winning and being champion now is actually helping him.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. We'll have to see, but it was very unexpected for me. I was no way thinking that he was actually going to win. Because I assumed Wes Lee was going to win. Yeah, that would have made sense. But he's, it's. I guess it's just I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of over. I'm over the Rey Mysterio Dominic father son story part of it.
Yeah, we kind of keep coming back to it, and I think it's okay. Like they've not like made it a part of heavy storyline. Obviously, there's nods to it, and this was another nod to it on this show. But
I could see him not. Yeah, I could see him not being. I could see him not wanting to be involved in the whole thing when he left to go to SmackDown. And all that. Like, but to have him be in the corner of somebody facing, like, even
this would have made more sense if I don't know. If Santos Escobar was involved somehow, then it would have made a bit more sense. But he's not.
Yeah, and it just seems like Ray was there. It seems like they put Ray there for his star power alone, not because it made sense for him.
It's the whole getting him over by association. Oh, Dragon Lee is celebrating with Rey Mysterio, therefore.
Yeah, but it seems forced. It seems awkward.
Forced. It does seem forced and awkward. Yeah,
it really does. And
the one big takeaway I had from this match, regardless of anything. When it was Dominic Mysterio. I honestly, I saw a little fact last week that he's wrestled the most, one of the people that's wrestled the most matches in 2023 on the whole roster.
Oh yeah,
and man, like I was watching this
shows.
match. Here it shows. I was watching this match and I was like, man, I remember seeing this guy when he first started, and I was like, geez, how are you gonna get from behind your dad's shadow? And like, how are you gonna grow your own character? And how are you gonna? And he proved me completely wrong, man. Like,
yeah, and that I guess is part of why it's starting to. I'm getting to the point where it's sort of irritating me that they're still latching on. You know, I felt the same way. I felt the same way with Ric Flair and Charlotte when they first came up. And it was just like it went on a little too long for me.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, Charlotte didn't need her dad interfering like that long.
Yeah,
you know, it seems like it should be just keep them away from each other.
Yeah,
and let him do the things he does. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever it was, I wasn't a fan of the story aspect of how they just, you know. But what are you going to do when you've got an injury and you've got to kind of
exactly?
You know, and I could be wrong. I could easily be wrong, but I probably don't think I am here. Like, you know, anybody that has a different idea of, you know, what the level of over Dragon Lee actually is.
I think
if I'm underappreciating something.
I agree with you though.
Like,
like, Dragon Lee, he's great. He's been great in the ring, and he's obviously his mic skills aren't the best. But Rey Mysterio's weren't ever either, to be honest with you. But I think it's just like whenever he has come out, it's a kind of a case of the crowd go mild. It just the crowd isn't like oh shit Dragon Lee.
I feel like and I kind of feel like he's almost leaning into like Lucha House Party kind of.
Yeah.
It's
I about that.
I just don't. Well, whatever. It was 10.5 minutes. It was a great match.
It was a good match.
As far as the match itself was great, but you know, I wouldn't have put the title on him.
Yeah, I mean,
in this case,
honestly,
I would have waited for someone else.
Any of the 5 guys in the men's Iron Survivor match could have easily had taken that title off of Dirty Dom. Any one of them, honestly.
Yeah.
But hey, here we are. Dragon Lee
is
the new North American champion, and
he is. And I mean, congratulations. I'm sure
and
he should feel great.
Give Dirty Dom some rest. Like, that guy's been working like 3 TV shows a week, so maybe he can work one less now.
They're gonna. Yeah. Well, anyway. Next is the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge match.
Yeah, before we get on to the actual match itself, I want to see what's your opinion on the Iron Survivor match itself.
It took me last year I wasn't because this is the second annual one.
That's right. Yeah, second time the events happened. Yeah.
I wasn't super thrilled about it last year. But that's okay. It was comparatively from what I remember.
Yeah.
Last year was a little messier.
You're right. And I thought the same thing as well.
Yeah. This year I watched both of these matches two times at least.
Yeah.
I watched the women's match 3 times.
Yeah. These matches were so fucking good, and they were so it takes clearly these are the kind of matches where they're 25 minutes long, and you really have to like pick your spots here and figure out, like, write the whole match. And everyone was on their A game in this event, man. Like,
I'll tell you
matches.
This. And I also haven't. These are also a lot of superstars that I am not familiar with, other than Tiffany Stratton.
Same.
Didn't really know.
I knew Lash Legend, but I'd never really seen her wrestle though, and I kind of knew Blair Davenport, but again, I hadn't seen her wrestle too much.
Yeah,
either.
and I saw some of the qualifying matches, so I had a base. I saw them wrestle in the qualifying matches, but I didn't know anything about them.
Right.
This match, and I think that's probably because I've become a little more casual NXT watcher.
Same. Same.
Just purely out of the time.
Same.
They did a good job of. They got to tell everybody's stories in this match.
Yeah.
So they really got to showcase everyone's abilities.
Yeah.
And all of, specifically Kalani Jordan's just the fact that she's, I had never even heard of her because, and they make a point to how quickly
this is the first,
she's only been there a couple months.
This is the first time, same with you. I don't commonly watch NXT every week. Again, it's more of a time thing. But I'd never ever heard of Kalani Jordan, not before this match. And this is the first time I'd ever even heard of her or ever seen her. And she's obviously very, very new, but hey, props to her, man, because this is not an easy match to take part in, and it's
not at all.
She fucking did a really good job, and she was, everyone was on their A game, man. Lash Legend was for me was my star of the match. I thought from someone that's not been too showcased much as a wrestler, I thought she had a really good showing here. Like she's a taller, bigger. Female on the roster, so she can be in there with people like Raquel Rodriguez and Jax.
Well, they had. You saw the spot from when she slammed Otis.
Yeah.
So obviously they're certainly
taking her down that route.
They're certainly pushing her and putting eyes on.
So
her.
Good to see a female do a choke slam as well. Like you never see.
Yeah,
that. I love that.
And it was also what was nice about the Iron Survivor match itself, we'll see a little bit of it. We'll see one instance of it. They got to expand the rules idea because it's not just about the fall. When Lash got the double pinfall, that was 2 points.
Yeah.
And we saw, we'll see later in the men's match, 2 people had falls simultaneously.
Yeah.
So they both counted. It's I really find it fascinating because it's the first time in a long time that we've seen a truly new type of
this
match.
Is what I thought, and I was having this thought. This match obviously completely out of my mind.
That made sense. And the flow worked.
But it's like this is actually an introduction of a brand new match type that actually can go somewhere. Like, I could see this being on the main roster one day. This is the good. This is a great thing.
That's what they did.
Yeah, this is the great thing about NXT is that you not only you like developing like wrestlers to come up with the main roster, you can come up with ideas that can make it to the main roster.
Yeah,
like look at War Games. It's the brand new, ruthless War Games match with the rules and the weapons. Like that was trialed out in NXT. It worked enough.
Well, they brought everything up. They brought the fight pit thing.
Yeah.
They did that on the main roster once, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
They're and to the point exactly. The first year they were testing it out and figuring out. It was a lot more Royal Rumble-ish.
It was a lot more jagged as well. It did,
and kind of straightforward. Like this, everybody got spots. Everybody looked strong.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It was great. It was nice having when someone was like, we'll get to the men's one later. But for example, I'll say it now. Trick Williams, when he was in the boot, he'd been pinned and he had to go into the penalty box, and it's like, well, shit. In order for him to win, he's only going to have like 90 seconds left to win the match out when he gets out of the penalty box. And having those little moments where you're like, you kind of on the edge of your seat because you really want one of these guys to win or girls to win. And you're like, wow, they've only got 90 seconds because they've been pinned. They're out the match for a minute and a half now. So it's such a good dynamic,
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely love that match. It totally won me over on the idea of an Iron Survivor Challenge match, and Blair Davenport got the win, and then we saw the returning.
Cora Jade came out at the end. Oh,
Jesus! Yeah, Cora Jade returned at the very end. So obviously, I guess we're going to have a Cora Jade going after the Women's Championship, maybe before.
Of course.
Well, I guess New Year's Evil is like not that far away, like 3 or 4 weeks away, 3 weeks away, something like that. So that's when the title matches will take place, it seems. Next, we had Carmelo Hayes versus Lexis King. Little grudge match.
Which I also didn't really know much about what was going on. This is Brian Pillman Jr.'s Brian Pillman's son.
Yeah, this is Brian Pillman Jr.
Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Jr. I didn't really understand why any of this until the end.
Yeah,
which
essentially Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams was attacked.
Yeah,
and Alexis King was kind of trying to say that it was him that attacked him, but because Carmelo Hayes had something to do with it. And turns out Alexis King was just trying to get a good spot on a PLE. So
right, which he did, and that I thought was clever.
Yeah, I thought I liked that a lot.
How do we push this guy? How do we make him
a dick, basically?
And now you realize
good job.
Exactly. Good job. He's just a dick.
Yeah. The hair, the freaking beard, everything.
He's a monkey. He's there to get himself over.
Yeah.
And he's doing it, because that was at least interesting to me. I was like, oh, this motherfucker just bluffed his way,
into a PLE match,
into a mid, the middle of a PLE against a former NXT champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good on him. It doesn't matter whether and he even, part of it that I love is like it's not breaking kayfabe, it's breaking another sense of the reality that this guy just bullshitted his way.
He just fucked with someone just to get what he wanted, basically.
Yeah. The best advice I ever got was from Sal from Electric Frankenstein when he just said, if what you're doing is getting the results you wanted, then you're doing it right.
I like that. Like Lexus King, like right now we got Theory and Waller and SmackDown. Now those guys are like dickhead heels who you can't help but just you have to hate them. But I don't know. Lexus King has this different vibe to me where like he is a bit more. He seems like a scumbag, like an actual scumbag.
Yeah. Well,
like he would literally like.
That's what they're going for.
That's what they're going for, and I like that because I don't feel like we've had a good scumbag heel for some time, and he can be a good scumbag heel. Like just a generally just a terrible person,
just a rat. Yeah, total bastard.
Yeah, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, 100% here for it.
It's a good match though. Carmelo Hayes wins.
Yeah, great showcase match for
I'm
him.
gonna make a hot take here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really like Carmelo Hayes. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler. I think he's incredible. But he's over. He's not getting over with me. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
No, I don't think. I think he's just not it for you.
Yeah.
He's just not one,
I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna like. If he succeeds and does well, I'm gonna be like, good on you. But for me, he's just falling flat for me. I don't know. It's just not working. I don't know what it is.
Well, he's not because what's he doing right now? He lost his championship and he's not even.
He's
in
floundering
the
for sure, and I know he's stuck up with all this Trick Williams stuff, and I actually really like that story. But even before then, even when he was champion, his matches are amazing. The matches he had with Dragunov, amazing. But I guess it's his character. Like I think I love his nickname of being called him and everything. Like that's great. I think that's really.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's almost like I don't feel like he really believes in his character, but I feel like he does, but I don't know. Something isn't just communicating well with me.
It's hard when your character once again you kind of get pigeonholed when your gimmick is I'm the best.
Yeah.
And you're not the champion. It's kind of hard to have that. So he needs something else than the title to validate it.
Well, I think this is why I think the stuff with Trick Williams could go really well, because what I'd like to see is obviously him turn on Trick because out of jealousy, and then have a bit of a heel Carmelo Hayes run, and I'd be into that because I think he could have a really good mean streak about him. Obviously, if he thinks he's him, that's a good heel thing to have, calling yourself him. So I think I think having
back.
a good heel run, like it worked wonders for Dominic Mysterio. So
absolutely,
yeah, I think everyone needs a good heel run to
good.
make it somewhere. So
yeah, everybody does. I mean, it worked with Braun Breaker too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know, heel Breaker is doing great.
Yeah,
right now, and we get to see more of that in the next match.
Yeah,
in the men's Iron Survivor Challenge.
Yeah, I fucking love this match. I thought it was so well put together. I think everyone looked fucking amazing. I'm really glad that Josh Briggs was in there first as well, because he's probably the lesser known out of everyone in this match.
Yeah, him and Dijak starting it off. I was happy to see those guys start it off and get a little time to just be two big dudes doing big dude wrestling.
Yeah. Actually, everyone bar Tyler Bate was a big dude in this match.
That's kind of when you think of it.
Yeah, like
it's a big guy,
big or tall.
It's a big guy. It's a big guy.
Yeah,
that's a big guy.
Oh yeah. That's what
do you think?
Saying.
What do you think
when he got to Tyler Bate, like, that's a big strong boy.
Big strong boy. my favorite Booker T moment of the night was right after Trick Williams got the accidental second fall.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, Trick is in the game," and immediately got smashed from Tyler Bate. Oh, Trick's out of the game.
I love Booker T on commentary.
Booker T on commentary is amazing.
He's unintentionally funny. I don't think he realizes it, but I love him for it. So this match for me, I will say, it got spoilt for me. I did see that Trick did win this match.
Okay.
Before I went into it. But when it was running down to like a minute 30 and I was like, he's in the fucking penalty box. How the fuck is he going to get 4 falls? Because he's in there. And they did it. And I loved it. It was just, the crowd literally came unglued when he won that match.
Absolutely.
It was so good.
It was so the right way to do everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Dijak and Briggs, showing off, big dude moonsaults.
Braun Breaker came in and just speared the shit out of everyone.
Just triple speared. Like in 40 seconds, 3 pins in 40 seconds. Yeah. That was great. Everybody got over.
Everybody got over. Tyler Bate looked great, like against bigger. He always looks good against big guys because he can lift a lot. Like that freaking, who is it? He had on his shoulders. He did the spin and then did it without his arms.
Oh yeah, that was either. I think that was Briggs.
I think it might be Briggs but oh my god, man!
It was either Briggs or Dijak.
Amazing, like so good, so fucking.
I have no idea how he continues to spin without like holding on to them. It's like
mad.
Just some sort of just like a carny juggler balancing act thing. I don't know.
But yeah, Trick Williams definitely the right choice here, and the crowd are just, he's so over, man. The crowd absolutely love him. Absolutely love him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic match all around.
Yeah, same. I actually might. Oh, I need to watch Raw tonight, but I still do actually want to watch that match again because I actually really enjoyed it.
I haven't seen Raw. yet.
Yeah, same. Next we had Kiana James versus Roxanne Perez
in a steel cage match. Wasn't expecting this again because I wasn't up on what the storyline exactly was with them. I still kind of don't.
Yeah, I think it's a bit. It's like your classic jealousy storyline. I think. With Kiana James being upset that like Roxanne Perez is like almost like the poster girl for NXT's female.
Gotcha. Okay.
Essentially, that was what the story is there, and
I was really impressed with Kiana James. In the match too.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't really seen much of her work before that.
Same.
This was a great,
it was a good showcase.
Most steel cage matches, it's hard to have. It's really hard to have a bad steel cage match nowadays.
Yeah, and it was good. It was a good match. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the right idea to have Kiana James win because Perez is plenty over as it is in NXT. So
yeah,
give the new girl a chance. So, and then we had the interruption from whoever that was. Unfortunately, I don't know her name.
Whomever that was. Do they even say?
They did. I don't think it says it on the page here. I don't think they've even written.
No, they haven't written. They haven't. Yeah, actually, there's some missing information on the Wikipedia page for Deadline. Shout out to Wikipedia. Support Wikipedia. Anyway,
up next, main event.
Yeah,
either Dragunov, Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, so good in his roles.
Yeah,
you can reinvent him any amount of times. He's just so great at what he does.
This iteration of Baron Corbin is probably the most true to whoever the Baron Corbin is as a person.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you remember this. They had many years ago when he was still back in NXT. They did an NXT special.
Oh yeah,
where they followed a couple people around.
That's right.
He was one of the guys.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that. But
and he's and he is you see him come out on a motorcycle and I'm assuming that I'll assume that some people will immediately think, oh, American Badass Undertaker.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that's just him, and I buy into it. I believe it. It's great actually to see.
Of course you buy into it. It's real.
During this match, and not only during this match, but for a while now during this run in NXT, the crowd have started to cheer Baron Corbin. I think people are finally starting to respect him and understand him and see, oh, he is really good. He is actually really good, and I do love main roster Baron Corbin, where it's just you have fun hating on him. But I mean, I still think he will always be that. I still think he will always be a heel. But this gives him a bit more of an edge. I've got more respect for him now, actually, weirdly, and I don't know why.
He certainly works better as a heel, of course.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But he's also a heel that doesn't have to necessarily align with other heels. Like he can put himself in a Drew McIntyre sort of spot too, where he's got problems with the people he's got problems with. Yeah. And if you're in the way of his goal, he's got a problem with you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And he's just he's been solid in NXT, man. I wasn't too sure when he went down there, but I'm into it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how, obviously, eventually they'll bring him back to the main roster and just see how that all plays. It would be great, actually. It's you could easily play it, and, a lot of the guys in the main roster would be like, oh, it was too hot for you up here in the main roster, so you had to go back to NXT. That's definitely a great way to introduce him back into the main roster. But Dragunov getting the win, obviously being the psychopathic Russian that he is.
Yeah.
And obviously the show ended Trick Williams coming out, and then it was kind of good how they did it, how Trick came out, and then you had Carmelo Hayes walking out behind him, slowly, looking a bit sneaky, and then they kind of cut the show. So I like that. It was well done.
They're teasing, because here's the trick now. It might not have been him. It might not have been him before.
Yeah. But
look at how quickly, for whatever reason, I thought it was odd when they had the backstage segment after the Carmelo Hayes match, where Trick was all of a sudden he was super sorry I ever doubted you. Carmelo had been trying to make him trust him. I think that might be the tipping point, is that you didn't trust me this whole time, and then all of a sudden once that asshole finally said he was an asshole, you're like, oh yeah, everything's cool, man, everything's great. Now it's time. I believe you now, because the guy who said you did it said you didn't do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's okay, but you didn't believe me. You didn't believe your friend when your friend said,
Yeah.
hey, I didn't do it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to be careful, man. Those waters get choppy real quick.
And that was it.
That's it.
I guess. I guess we have started to rate these pay-per-views out of 20. By the way,
we have. Yes, we've established a new rating system that is, it's double as good of anyone that has a 1 to 10 ranking. It's 4 times better than someone who has might have a 5-star rating.
That's right. And there's we don't do anything by halves around here either, so we don't do 0.5s.
Yeah, we don't half anything. We don't quarter it.
Yeah.
It is whole numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like up in the like 17.
I was gonna go for 17.
18.
That was my go around. Yeah, 17.
It sounds like 17 is the number.
Yeah.
That we've got it here. I mean, that's an easy, and I know last time we sort of separated it between ring work and story work, but kind of feel the same on both of those. Like,
yeah.
the story work, once the announcers reminded me, the person that wasn't following along all of it, they did enough to tell me the stories that were going on.
Yeah, and this is
so
what goes back to what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, like when we were sitting there watching Raw and SmackDown, like, Michael Cole, why the fuck are you telling me about the story? I know, I watch every week, but not everyone does, and NXT is a perfect example of that. I don't watch every week, neither do you. So when you watch it, and then you've got Vic Joseph telling you what's been happening, it's like, oh, thank you, because I haven't been keeping up. So it's necessary.
So we've proved it. Yeah, we see it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So shout out to the commentators.
Yeah.
Once again.
I have an idea for what we can do for next week's episode.
Do you now?
Yes,
okay.
I do. And next week, if I look at my calendar here, next week's episode will be coming out on the 21st, which is 4 days before Christmas. So I'm like, hey, we should do something Christmassy. So there's been 30 Christmas editions of Monday Night Raw over the years. So we should roll a D30 and basically watch that, review that year's Christmas episode of Raw.
I like it. Anytime we go for the dice, for a dice roll, I'm into it.
And I think it's a good way, because nothing else is really Christmassy in wrestling apart from the episodes that are close to Christmas. So how are we doing this? D20 and a D10, I guess? No.
Well, because we'll have the same.
We do this every time, don't we?
Yeah, we'll have the same problem if we roll 2 1s. But the likelihood of that happening is just unlikely. So we'll just plan that it doesn't happen.
All right, cool. Well,
you want to roll it? Which one do you want to roll?
I got a D20, so I can't find a D10. So if you can find one.
Let me grab. I have. I do. I have a D10. Well, this is a. Yeah, this will work.
You got a D10?
I got a D10.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
And 3, 2.
Oh shit! Oh, I dropped it already.
Oh Jesus! All right.
Oh jeez.
Wait, you dropped it, or you actually
dropped
rolled it?
I dropped it.
Oh Jesus!
All right.
Put yourself together, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. 3, 2,
2,
1.
4.
I got 18. 18, 22.
22. All right.
All right, let me math this, because the first Christmas episode of Monday Night Raw was 1993. So it's 2014.
2014.
And the good news is I found the card, and boy, am I excited.
Okay, what do we got here?
So we got the show starts with Ho Ho Hogan.
Oh no!
Yeah. Then it gets. There's parts that sound terrible, but I can't wait, and there's parts that sound great. Honestly, sound great. We've got John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Come on.
Oh wow.
We've got Fandango versus Jack Swagger.
That'll be great.
We've got R-Truth versus Adam Rose. Come on.
What?
Hell fucking yeah.
R-Truth in action.
We've got Roman Reigns versus The Big Show.
Okay.
We've got Natalia versus Brie Bella. Wait for this. We got Los Matadors and El Torito versus Goldust and Stardust.
Yes, we have a Stardust
yes,
episode. I'm so happy right now.
We
this
have
is the best gift
Dolph
ever.
Ziggler versus Luke Harper for the Intercontinental Championship. Fuck yeah.
Oh, damn.
We've got Rusev and Lana on Piper's Pit.
What?
Yeah, you heard right. We got Alicia Fox, Naomi, and Emma versus Paige, Summer Rae, and Cameron, and a Santa's little helper, Six Divas, yada yada bullshit.
You mean Alicia Fox?
The beautiful Alicia Fox. Yeah, that's it.
I love Noam Dar. Shout out to Noam Dar. He's so great.
He's great. We got the Miz versus Jey Uso.
Okay.
We've got, and in the main event, in a Miracle on 34th Street fight, Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
So,
holy shit.
That's not a bad card, actually.
That's a pretty good, that sounds like a pretty good card.
Yeah. God knows what else is all mixed up in that mess, that 3-hour mess, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Holiday edition, 2014.
Yeah. 2014.
Right.
That'd be us.
Well, that's next week. So, what else do we got besides that? Oh, we've got to plug the Instagram.
That's right.
At Punks Talk Wrestling.
Uh-huh.
We plug the Patreon.
That's right.
Patreon Punks Talk Wrestling. And the TikTok.
Which has content.
It has content. I didn't get any content from last episode up yet, but there will be more. There will be more content on our TikTok at Punks Talk Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and we have a Threads account as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. I made that happen. It's at Punks Talk Wrestling.
Sweet.
It's pretty easy to find us if you're looking for Punks Talk Wrestling.
Yeah, you just search Punks Talk Wrestling.
Search those 3 words together, and it'll all
come
up everywhere.
In your old Bing machine. Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. Yeah.
Lycos. Remember that one?
No, I don't think. What is it?
Yeah, Lycos.
Lycos?
Yeah, it's a Lycos search.
I don't think I know that one. I don't think that's. I don't think that was.
Oh shit! Does it exist? No fucking way! It still exists? What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, Lycos.com. That's
I
insane.
don't know that. I gotta
Lycos is a web search engine and web portal established in 1994. And it's
Lycos?
Yeah, it still exists.
Oh,
Lycos.com.
it's still there.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's so bad.
Why?
Like, I mean, you got a good point. Why?
Yeah, I'm about. Okay, yeah, this is fascinating to me.
There's a search out. Dude, it was founded in fucking Pennsylvania.
No shit.
Yeah.
How did I not know about this?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh. But yeah, 29 fucking years ago.
Jeez. All right. Well, shout out to Lycos search engine for existing still.
I love that I've already called it Lycos, and because you're an American, you call it Lycos.
Lycos. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently they're worth $250 million.
Hey, that ain't bad.
That's a search engine I've never fucking heard of, and you've never heard of, and they're worth $250 million.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's not bad for them. Good old Lycos.
Yeah.
Lycos search engine.
And it's named after the dog, I think, that went to space.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, there is a picture of a dog.
Yeah,
here on their
I
page.
might be so fucking wrong on that.
I mean, well.
But maybe.
Well, there
anyway,
it is.
Lycos.
That's Lycos for you.
Lycos. Can you just say it for me? Lycos.
It for me, Lycos.
Lycos.
Lycos. Lycos.
Lycos. Yeah.
Yeah, Lycos. What the fuck is happening here? That's. Are we done? Wait, is there anything else? No, I think we're done.
I think that's it. I do think that's it. You know what I can't wait for?
What?
The fucking Royal Rumble, man.
Oh man, the Royal Rumble.
It's
yeah.
coming up soon,
Holy shit!
and I cannot wait to find out what old historic Royal Rumble we watch because they're all fucking great. Regardless.
Yeah, you know what? That is a good thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because this is the next two episodes, that'll be the last episode of the year. So that's also going to be.
And I think we've already discussed first episode of the year is going to be like a review of 2023. We'll come up with a bunch of like questions to answer for ourselves and kind of go through like some categories of who we think are this, that, and the other.
I did ask on our Threads account if anybody had suggestions for a top 10, like an end of the year or whatever,
right?
Best match or yada yada yada. That's obviously if we pick our match of the years, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
So I'm down. I'm kind of down for that.
Yeah, we'll
matches and moments,
matches,
maybe.
moments, superstars. Kind of situation. Yeah, kind of our own Slammies Awards kind of situation.
Yeah, we'll do
the Punkies.
The Punkies. Maybe we'll come up with a better name.
We're working a better name, but yeah, that kind of sounds dumb. But I tried. Okay.
It just reminds me of the sitcom Punky Brewster.
Oh right.
Anytime I hear Punky, I think of that sitcom.
Yeah,
and not
it just sounds
not actual punk music.
Naff. Do you know you use word naff?
I don't know. I
don't think it's American.
I haven't heard anyone else in America use it.
Can you say it?
Neff?
Oh my God.
Is it right? Is that what it is? Neff? N-E-F-F?
No.
Or is it an A?
It's an A.
Oh. Naff.
No, naff.
Was it naff? Naff or naff? 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 Like
naff, like double F, naff.
Like double F, N-A, double F, naff.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about?
When something's shit, basically.
Oh,
that's
no,
naff.
we don't use that term. We don't use that.
There
term
you go. Take that one with you. I'm giving that one to you.
Well,
right.
Well, I don't want it. I'm not going to use it. But
good.
We'll give it to our listeners.
No, but okay, but I want. By the time I come to America in 4 months, I just want to hear everyone using it. So if you could integrate it now, by the time I'm there, everyone's going to be using it.
I'll do. Okay. For you. I will.
All right.
I'll try. I'll
just
attempt
speak to anyone and be like, did you see? Oh, the weather's kind of bad today. Oh, yeah, man. It's been naff. Oh wait, sorry, I got to do the accent. Yeah, man. It's naff. Like that.
So I also have to do a bad Southern California accent while I integrate it into conversation.
That's right.
Dude, I'm still staring. I'm still like staring wide eyes at this Lycos page. I can't believe it fucking exists.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, man, it's there.
I don't know why it didn't die. I feel like there's another one that I'm forgetting that I used to use myself as well. I used to use AOL. I mean, everyone used to use AOL.
Yeah, everybody used that because you just got your free.
That still exists as well.
AOL CD. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Somehow, like
they went online in November of 1985. Man, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
Like, who even thought the internet was a thing back then?
Right. Very few people even knew it existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 95 would have been like when I first had access. We had a home computer. When I was in high school, my mom.
I remember being. Oh man, what year was that have been? It must have been around 99. Yeah, it was 1998 when I first got into the internet for the first time, and it was at school, and we had computer rooms. Revolutionary thing back then, and the main distinct thing. This is crazy. The main distinct thing that I remember about that is everyone was trying to find out what Kane actually looked like under the mask. That's all everyone was Googling in this one lesson.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, and we obviously couldn't find it because back then, I mean...
No, how could you?
Who knew that it was formerly Isaac Yankem? I'm sure that plenty of
you
people
did. That's how good it was not knowing everything about everything going on.
You just didn't know. And
I didn't know. I still don't know. Axiom and NXT is somebody, and I know I accidentally found out like somebody.
It's A-Kid.
I saw it. Oh, it's A-Kid, right? I didn't know. I didn't know it at all until I accidentally found out.
Yeah,
And
that's great, man. I still try to live in that bubble as well. I'd really try to
Yeah.
not find things out. I don't like finding things out. Like, it's so much better that way.
yeah, and I don't need to know. Well, going back to the conversation with like Braun Breaker and what's his name, who is Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name now. Because Lexis King.
Lexis King, yeah.
Like, I probably wouldn't have known it directly unless someone, it was inevitable that someone said it.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, Braun Breaker looks like a Steiner.
Yeah.
But I would have been like, yo, that dude really looks like Brian Pillman. Like, he seems like he's trying to be Brian Pillman a lot. Like, and I'm like, oh, it's Brian Pillman's kid.
Yeah.
That's why he looks and acts like Brian Pillman, because he's genetically 50% Brian Pillman.
That's a good way of putting it. I mean, you're right.
But
It's
he
just a weird
would
way of
have,
putting
but
it.
he would have gotten over him knowing that he's Brian Pillman Jr. doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like, Braun Breaker being Scott Steiner's son. Like, wait, is he Scott Steiner's son or is he Rick Steiner's
He's Rick Steiner's son.
Rick Steiner's son. Say that 3 times fast.
Rick Steiner's son. Rick Steiner. Fuck that. Yeah.
Right.
I have to think about
Right.
that too much.
He's
Yeah, he's off the Steiner factory line. Look at him.
Yeah.
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 But
I don't know. Yeah. Other point is, it doesn't matter to me that they're second generation. It matters more to me that they're not running off of their their generational
exactly.
name.
Yeah.
Like that was probably. I think that was one of the biggest problems with Ted DiBiase Jr. It was just
they just rehashed the gimmick.
You're just Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah.
But you're not Ted DiBiase. So If they would have given Ted DiBiase Jr. a gimmick, I think he would have gone farther as someone else.
Yeah.
Than Ted DiBiase.
And at the end of the day, like, I don't know about Brian Pillman and Rick Steiner, if those are their real names, but at the end of the day, it's wrestling. You don't need to have the same fucking name as whoever your dad was. Imagine Kane had a son. What are you gonna fucking call him? Kane Jr.? Like,
yeah, no.
It doesn't, no. It ain't gonna work that way, is it?
No, and you're not gonna call him Glenn Jacobs Jr. either.
Yeah, because that just sounds dumb. And Glenn Jacobs as a wrestler's name just sounds kind of naff.
It's not a good name. That's why
naff.
they don't use it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's naff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people's real names are pretty naff.
Yeah.
When it comes to their wrestling name.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean,
if you know what Shawn Michaels, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we both went instantly to the
most obvious one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shawn Hinklebottom is not a good wrestling name.
It just doesn't have a sexy boy vibe.
Exactly. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Hinklebottom.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right.